God bless America. Hello everybody, I am the Talk Radio Protege, and this is the Protege program. Thank you for tuning in on this fine, it'll be Monday morning, or rather Tuesday morning when you guys watch this. So thank you once again. I hope that you'll stick around to the end. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. The topic for this video is the politicization of everything, and not just because the Wall Street Journal decided to write about it, which coincidentally is why you're seeing this story from my email inbox instead of the internet, because I guess when I looked at the Wall Street Journal article for the first time, when I went back to pull it up on my phone, they recognized my Google profile or something and stopped me from looking at the whole thing. But anyway, I was having a conversation over the weekend. I went to visit some friends and family. I was talking to my sister, or rather, we were just hanging out, and my sister-in-law says something like she couldn't believe what she was seeing. And it turns out that she was looking at a Facebook post that had been made, I guess, by one of her friends who was at a county fair about a racist bowl of cotton that she saw at the county fair. And my sister-in-law explained to me there's a contest where farmers will enter their produce to be judged. So the cotton bowl was not symbolic of anything racist whatsoever. It was literally just a bowl of cotton. But the person that made the post was feeling something negative about cotton, about race, and channeled it through this bowl of cotton. And I asked for the race of the person that posted it. My sister-in-law said she's white, and I said she feels guilty about race, so she's making this post because cotton was farmed by black people. And my wife says to me, you know, not everything has to have a political angle or a political edge to it. And I said, I know that. I don't think everything has a political angle to it. I'm just reacting to what these liberals are doing with everyday things. You know, there's nothing special about cotton that makes it about race. It just there's just enough history that it is a race thing because, you know, black slaves picked cotton on plantations. You know what else black slaves farmed on plantations? Tobacco. But nobody thinks that tobacco is a racist product just because black people picked it. It's just cotton for some reason. Probably the cultural stuff behind it because it was in movies and things. I don't know. For some reason, people think of black people when they think of cotton because they're the actual racists. But when you see a headline like the politicization of everything from the Wall Street Journal, you wonder if their editorial board thinks that they are the only ones that are not politicizing everything. I'll give you a hint. They're a big part of it. Them and their leftist writers and publishers are the ones that are politicizing everything. It's not people that are out just trying to live their lives and that are just doing the normal things that are politicizing everything. It's them. It's them that are reading their racist and sexist and subtexts into everything. So anyway, over the weekend was the worst weekend for the NFL that I have ever heard of. I heard that 23% of the players that had a game over the weekend knelt during the national anthem. And so we have to talk about now politicizing football. And I think that the editorial board of the Wall Street Journal gets it right for the most part. Except for these first two words, healthy democracies. Okay, so full stop. We're not a democracy, we're a representative republic. Moving on. Have ample room for politics, but leave a larger space for civil society and culture that unites more than divides. Which is to say that there are things in the culture of healthy democracies / representative republics that people leave their politics behind so they can enjoy, like sports. Sports is something that we don't politicize so that we can all be united over it. With the politicization of the National Football League and the national anthem, the divided states of America are exhibiting a very unhealthy level of polarization and mistrust. Who politicized the NFL? It's not conservatives, it's liberals. And it's not just over the national anthem. It's not just Colin Kaepernick that politicized the NFL. It's more than that. It's been going on for decades. Rush Limbaugh loves the NFL, so he likes to talk about the NFL a lot. He's been talking about the NFL for decades. He's been talking about the politicization of the NFL for decades. This is not a new thing. This is not something from the current year. But this is what the Wall Street Journal thinks about it. The progressive forces of identity politics started the poisoning of America's favorite spectator sport last year. They get it wrong there. It's been more than last year. It's been the sissifying of football has been since before Colin Kaepernick decided to kneel for the national anthem. The sissifying of football has been going on since even before the concussion scandals happened. And I'm not saying that the rules that make hits that are more likely to cause concussions illegal are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that protecting players against concussions is a bad thing. I'm saying the sissifying of football is not what football fans want. Whenever a room full of people watch football and they see a big hit and everybody goes, ooh, it's an adrenaline feel. It's feeling sympathy pains for the person that just got obliterated that are enjoyable. And I want to, and I think I can illustrate this. I was watching a little bit of college football over the weekend. I didn't watch the NFL, but I watched some of the college football games. And there were two hits that the commentary was virtually the same on, that were totally ludicrous for targeting calls. The first hit that I'll describe for you was a quarterback threw a pass and then was hit by a rushing player. The rushing player walked straight up into the quarterback. He didn't lower his head. He didn't even do like a full tackle. He just kind of hit the guy, leaning forward and took him to the ground. The defender's face mask hit the quarterback in below the shoulder. And the commentary was all about above the shoulder, above the shoulder, above the shoulder. But his helmet was not above the shoulder. His helmet hit him squarely in the shoulder, taking the quarterback to the ground. I understand that that's a hit that can result in an injury, but it was not a above the shoulder in the head hit. But the commentary was all about, ooh, that's targeting. He needs to be thrown out for targeting. But it was clearly not targeting the head of the quarterback. But the referees didn't call it a targeting play, and I thought that was an appropriate call by the referee. It was reffing the passer for sure, but it was not a targeting play. I thought, that's an excellent case of analyzing the hit and seeing that it's not targeting the head of the other player. And then there was another hit that was called targeting that I thought was absolutely insane. The hit was thusly. It was a trick play. The quarterback threw the ball to a receiver who then turned and threw the ball down the field. The receiver was hit by a defender whose arms were in the air to attempt to block the pass. The defender hit the receiver immediately after the release of the ball. So it wasn't a roughing the passer call, but the arm of the defender then, like the forearm of the defender hit the thrower's face mask and helmet, and he was called targeting and ejected from the play, and I thought that was outrageous. That he wasn't hitting the passer of the football in an attempt to hit him in the head. He was trying to block the pass, and in doing so, his arm hit the helmet of the other player because his arm was in the air. So I thought that was a ludicrous call, and that's what people mean when they say the sissifying of football. And we're going to get into that some more because Donald Trump made a comment about it. Let's skip down to the next paragraph. The NFL is a meritocracy. That's why Colin Kaepernick isn't playing this season. Because all of the programs that saw him, except for the 49ers, who offered him a contract that he opted out of, as you can see there in the previous paragraph, all of the programs that looked at Kaepernick thought his skill is not worth the drama that he brings to the program. It was a balancing act that the program had to consider, and they considered his skill was not worth the drama. And then they get into the comments that he made, and I won't read it in verbatim, but basically, Trump said, wouldn't you like it if the players that are disrespecting the flag and are disrespecting the anthem were punished? And if you go and listen to that speech, and go and listen to that moment in the speech, the crowd explodes, and they chant USA, and it goes on for many moments. And he talks about this. He plunged into the debate over head injuries without a speck of knowledge about the latest brain science. I don't think that's what he's talking about, but let's continue. Claiming that the NFL was ruining the game by trying to stop dangerous physical hits. This is the kind of rant you'd hear in a lousy sports bar. Okay, I did get to hear this statement, and they didn't give it to you verbatim because I think that would hurt their case. But, and I can't recount for you the statement verbatim, but it went something like, you see two players hit each other and it's a big hit, and the NFL is ruining the game by trying to get rid of those hits. And it's not the head-to-head targeting, attempting to kill the other player big hits that people enjoy seeing. People don't enjoy seeing a player, get hit from the side and just, get obliterated, and their clavicle is broken and now they can never play football again. That's not the kind of hits that people enjoy. But it's the pancakes, it's when two players really smash together in kind of an evenly matched collision that people enjoy. And that's what people don't like. When people talk about the sissifying of football, it's not targeting that people don't want to go out of football. It's the big collisions, which sometimes result in injuries, but rarely result in the concussions that people are concerned about, and rarely result in big career-ending injuries. Mr. Trump has managed to unite the players and owners against him. I'm not sure why, though several owners supported him for president and donated to his inaugural. That's not even a complete sentence. The owners were almost obliged to defend their sport, even if their complaints that Mr. Trump was divisive ignored the divisive acts by Mr. Kaepernick. Okay, I think from here on, the Journal pretty much gets the analysis correct. I'll kind of scroll slowly through here so that you can read the rest if you'd like to as I make my closing comments. So, I really was happy to see a story like this published. I was really happy to see the analysis that was in it, even though I thought it was kind of 80-20 correct, incorrect. I was really happy to see something like this, especially after the hack job that the Wall Street Journal did about YouTube that spurred the adpocalypse. I really appreciated this piece, and I thought it was very timely for me, especially considering the conversation that I had over the weekend. So thank you all for watching. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you leave a like and subscribe. Please let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I really appreciate the input. That's going to do it for this video. Have a fantastic day, Yeah, have a fantastic day, and God bless you all.